with your palate cleansers. Show me what you got.
What is shaking, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Audionots, your pop culture palate cleanser. I almost forgot what to say. Pop culture palate cleanser. I am Eric Oldboy, online with the brand new Captain America, Rin himself. What's going on, my man?
Man, I felt like we've been quarantined from COVID for 2 weeks.
We have. I mean, it's been a really long time. So for those of you just tuning in, you're thinking, where have my Audionauts been? My son, Kid Danger himself, caught the COVIDs. And so we were quarantined for 2 whole weeks. And you're thinking, well, why didn't you podcast? You're at home quarantined. Well, he was Captain Pandemic, and he was hanging out right here playing his video games, recovering. And I'm like, I don't want to touch this microphone if that fool's been breathing on it. So I'm going to wait. And then I happen to have this. My great mom got me this. Let's see.
What is that?
There we go.
Whoa,
It's called Gobi Labs Microphone Sanitizer. You know, when she first got me this, I thought this is the dumbest thing ever. And I'm so glad I have it now. So I went and I just like drenched this microphone with it. So hopefully it does what it says and doesn't break my mic.
Well, I hear you. So I think it's still working.
Yeah. And it doesn't smell like anything. You know how most hand sanitizer smells like you've been like rocking the vodka all day? It's not that at all. So that's good.
And I am fully vaccinated now.
Oh, you are fully vaccinated. Have you been fully vaccinated for 2 weeks?
Not yet.
No. So you have a little bit before it's actually taken place.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I'm fully vaccinated too.
Let's go.
Yeah. I literally got my second shot today. So everybody's getting some fresh Eric Oldboy before he goes down feeling like crap. So we'll see. I'm hoping that I don't have any side effects. What were your side effects like?
Yeah, we are the first podcast that is fully vaccinated.
The one and only number one fully vaccinated podcast.
Yep.
I like it.
I got mine on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And then I was fine throughout the day. And then towards the nighttime, I felt a little cold. Like, oh crap, my fever's finally kicking in, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of laid in bed for a bit, and I had to go like turn off my fish lights, you know?
Yeah.
And then it full on like shivered, like kicked in. I was just shaky, couldn't walk anymore. I had to like hold on to the walls to get back to my room and just lay in bed. And I just stayed in bed.
Disoriented.
Yeah, stayed in bed. All the sheets. Man, it was rough.
That sucks. And you're not. I don't know. At least for what I've noticed, you're not a guy that gets sick a lot. So maybe your reaction was more severe because you're just not used to it. Like some people that get sick all the time.
Yeah. I'm just gaining my superpower. See what that is, you know?
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's like one of those, like every superhero show you've ever seen where everybody for some reason gets a completely different power. No one gets the same power. Maybe that'll be us. We'll each get something completely different. So if you could choose, what superpower are you hoping to get?
Teleportation.
Yeah. Nice. I'm going to go. I used to have like the perfect answer, but I haven't thought about this in a long time, so I can't remember what it was. But I remember thinking that's the perfect answer. I think it was the ability to stop time, because if I could freeze everything and just stop time, like a bad internet connection, there ain't nothing nobody could do. Like it doesn't matter how tough you are. If you're freaking Superman or any of these guys, Omni-Man, like I just go and you're stuck. It doesn't matter what you could do, because then I do all sorts of terrible things to you while you're frozen in time.
But then again, you have to like go get a kryptonite.
Yeah, but I would have I'm not limiting myself to like I'm only freezing time for 30 seconds. I stop it and I get back to it when I'm ready.
Well, if people watch Hero, you know that Hero does that, and he has like nosebleeds or headaches. He's like, I can't hold it no more. No.
If I'm pretending, I'm not gonna give myself bad side effects. Why would I do that?
For me, I just want to teleport that way. I get like, I want to go to like New York.
Yeah, that's cool, because then you like, I'm hoping that in the future, like, you know, those beam me up Scotty things they have on Star Trek, I want that in real life. So you can just literally, like you said, you just go into your thing and you get pulled apart and put together back somewhere else. I mean, let's go. I'm down.
Yeah. So, and then after my, I was basically in bed the whole day on Sunday.
Yeah.
Just like in a cold sweat. And then the
Comatose.
next day I was able to get out and do things. But then it's just like your mind was in the right place.
Right.
So
Yeah, I get it.
hopefully,
I'm really hoping I don't have any
yeah.
effects. My wife, Mrs. Old Boy, she went 0 to 100. She was like, got her shot on a Friday, perfectly fine. 3 a.m. Friday night, she thought she's gonna die, and then she felt like she's gonna die all day on that Saturday, and then Sunday, perfectly fine again. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
I know how she feels, man. And she got the Pfizer.
She got the Pfizer. You got the Pfizer.
I got the Pfizer.
Maybe the Pfizer is the worst one. I got the Moderna, and shot numero uno didn't do squat. And I felt a little bit like maybe somebody like knuckle punched my arm or something. And honestly, so far, like I said, knock on wood, this one's been even easier because my arm doesn't even hurt. But I've been swinging it around like a maniac when I'm walking around because I heard that you're supposed to do that, and I never did that the first time.
And today we learned that the second shot is the same as the first shot. Is that correct?
That's correct. So I asked because I was like, why is everybody getting sick on the second shot? Is it a heavier dose? Is it some sort of different like mix? And no one seemed to know. I kept asking everybody, hey, do you know? Do you know? Do you know? And nobody knew. So while I was getting my vaccine this afternoon, I asked, and they said it's exactly the same shot that you got the first time. The difference being is your body now knows how to fight it. And so the sickness that you're feeling is your body going to war. Whereas the first time they're like, oh, hey, hold on. So like I imagine the first vaccines, like you own a bar and the drunk guy kind of walks in and you're just kind of dealing with it. Like, oh, drunk guy's here. Now, second time, I've seen this drunk guy before he comes in and we're going at it. We're boxing it out. And so I'm a little sweaty from fighting him. And that's the difference from what I've heard is it just your body finally knows how to react to this virus.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me.
Yeah. So you beat the hell out of that drunk guy. And now you are ready. Anytime a drunk guy tries to sneak up on you again, you're set, You're ready to go. Man, we have like a jam-packed episode because we haven't been doing this in like 3 weeks. And so I'm like looking at my list and I'm just going to tell people now that it's quite possible that we won't get to everything. And that's fine. It just means more for next time.
I'm pretty sure we won't get to everything.
Yeah, I like to stay within the hour, mostly because I get hungry. And I think you actually eat before. Is that true?
Yeah, I get home and eat.
So for everybody who wants to peek behind the curtains, Ren gets home from our real job and he eats early dinner, like a senior citizen getting his discount at the 4 p.m. meal. I'm like the young hip guy, and I don't eat until after we're done. So if we go long, wifey doesn't wait for me. She makes the food and I get down there and it's cold. So I'm always trying to keep it real close to that hour, maybe an hour 15, I don't like to go too far past that because then it's kind of upsetting.
No, because if I wait till your time, I'm gonna get like super angry, like, this podcast is terrible.
You'll be all like angry raging.
Yeah.
That's funny. I
like it. The funniest thing happened when you were gone.
Yeah, let's hear it.
You know how I still sell my beta fish?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this one guy bought one from like California. So I sent him one. He messaged me, I got it. Can I get more? They're so beautiful.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Just go on my eBay and buy some more.
Yeah.
And then I haven't heard anything since. And he straight up wrote me a letter, dude. Like
what was his letter? Like please, dear sir, sell me a discount of your beta fish.
No, he wrote me a letter. He says, I'm Mike. I don't know if you ever visited my part of California, but I live 10 miles away from Eureka with only one pet shop, Petco. And he says that he's like a retired sawmill worker. He's like 77.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So he's right in our key audience. He's probably listening.
Yeah. Shout out to Mike.
Let's go, Mike.
So basically he wants more because he can't find any good females for his males. He wants to start breeding because he's like a retired guy and wants to like just, spend time.
Dude, I can't tell you how many old retired guys I've met that breed fish.
Yeah,
like I didn't think that was a thing, but I've met the people that do that, and that's apparently that's the go-to retirement move right now.
Yeah, so I'm gonna send him some fishes and let him breed to his heart's content, man.
Bro, that's awesome. The fact that he sent you a letter and shared all that, you should give him something special. I'm not gonna tell you how to run your business, but that guy deserves like one of your weird snails or something.
Yeah. He snail mailed a letter to me, man. It's amazing.
And you snail back a snail. That's how you do it. That's cool. And I like the fact that he took the time to write a letter to a business that he's trying to like work with and hopes that he probably wants some sort of advantage, because who doesn't do that? Because the wifey and I have been dreaming about buying a pizza oven. I don't know if you've seen these. They have these pizza ovens now that you can put outside. And since we're all stuck at home all the time, I'm like, man, that'd be really cool. So I've been doing my research. I'm looking it up. And there's this one, it's called the Uni. So anybody wants to look at unipizza.com, or maybe just Uni, it's OONI. And they make these little pizza things. They're between 12 and 16 inches wide, and they heat up to 900 degrees in 60 seconds. 60 seconds. So you cook your pizza like instantly, right? And so I'm like, I want this so bad. But the one I want, because I don't want the very basic one, I want the middle of the road one, and it's expensive. It's more than like a barbecue. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can justify spending this kind of money. So I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, well, maybe this is a Mother's Day gift plus a Father's Day gift. We don't buy, we don't go and do anything. Yeah, it starts to make some sense. You know, we could get it for each other because we both want it. Both the wifey and I want it. And so I'm trying to like get a hold of Uni. I'm looking everywhere for a discount. I'm like, it'll make me feel so much better if I can find like a 5%, 10% discount, or just $20 off. You know, that's just how I'm thinking. And I'm like trying so hard. They don't put these things on sale. They just sell out of them at like $1 zillion each because everybody wants them. And so I went on Twitter and I go, hey, Uni, I go, you want to hook a brother up? I really want one of your pizza ovens. I'll love and live it. And he's like, nah, man. I'm like, do you have any promos, sales? Nah, fam. You're on your own. You want one, you gotta pay for it.
Wait. They actually reply back to you?
Yeah, they replied back to me. Yeah. So, and what's crazy, because it's a company Twitter page, you can't DM them. So this was out in the public where I'm like, please. And they're like, nah, fam. So I thought it was really funny, because like if they would have just said, yeah, here's a 10% discount, I'm gonna DM it to you and you can use it, I would have been on here right now telling everybody that Uni's the very best, and it probably still is. So I'm not going to diss them too hard, but just so you know, they will not give you a discount.
Wow, what a plug!
Sons of bitches. So that's what they get for not giving me my discount.
Oh, speaking of like wanting things, I bought myself a new mic. You
can't see it though, so you're gonna have to tell us about it. You sound amazing, like 1,000,000 times better.
Yeah, maybe I could like pull up.
Oh yeah, yes. Oh, there she is. Beautiful.
It's basically a Shure M7. It's the newer one they have.
Yeah,
that's made for like podcasting. So,
and what's cool about it is you were telling me that it's both USB and whatever that big ass professional plug is.
Yeah, so I'm not there yet. I'm still using a USB.
But you're ready when you need to be. So whenever we can hit it big and we can switch over. In fact, I was going to tell you, I don't know if I can still pull this up. This really is going to go long. We're never going to get to anything in this episode. We're having such a good time just bullshitting. I got an email from Audio, whatever they called, Chartable. I got an email from Chartable that told me of how well we're doing. And so I looked it up. I think I screenshotted it. So I'm like, because now remember before we ranked pretty well in Russia of all places.
Let's go Russia.
Yeah, and we ranked okay. I mean, in America, which is pretty surprising because America is big time, and now we're ranked decently in I think it was Great Britain. So let's go. I'm gonna tell you the first one. So currently, this amazing podcast that everybody's listening to, watching, wherever you might be doing, in Great Britain ranks number 232. So I think that's pretty good because this is based off of Apple. And you got to remember, there are, I think, over 500,000 podcast choices on Apple Music. So the fact that you guys who are listening to us to move us up to 232nd in the Great Britain, I say, oi. I don't know what they sound like, but thank you. I appreciate it.
Now we're down to like 300 now.
They're like, F this guy.
Cancel
turn it off immediately.
They're like, that's their American way. Cancel it.
They're such sons of bitches. So if we move over to America, America, where a lot of our friends and family listen to us, and we appreciate you. We rank 228.
Like, we're like top 500, man.
This is amazing. But still, we cannot beat whatever the hell's going on in Russia, because the Russians, they love us. According to Chartable on Apple Podcasts, we rank number 27 in Russia. Thank you, my Russian friends. Let's share some vodka because that is super, super cool. And we appreciate all of you.
Fun fact, we do know some Russians in Russia too. So
And they're like super cool dudes. They're
Yeah.
some of the coolest guys I know. So yeah, we do know and hang out once in a while with some really cool Russian guys. And so yeah, we are down.
and now that with my new mic, we're gonna go up even higher. Let's go.
Even higher. Now that they can hear us and see us. I mean, we're in like 10K. We're talking on our great microphones. I told Ren before we started, I said, my voice is a little raspy, so I'm going to be extra radio guy instead of just high pitched dumbass the whole time. And so that's helpful, I think. You know, that's how you get the high ratings in Russia because they all have like really good deep voices. So where do you want to start today? Do you want to start with the healthy stream, or do you want to start with NFTs? Keep in mind that we're not going to get to everything.
Oh shoot. Yeah. Let's just do NFTs first.
Okay.
Are
let's
you
do
down
NFTs.
with NFTs?
Yeah, you know me. That's when the music plays for everybody that's not watching live. So yeah, there's a couple cool things. I think number one, we got packs. We got
Let's
a couple
go.
packs today. So I thought maybe let's open our packs and see what we got.
Yeah. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm totally ready because I'm baller
Okay.
like that. You
could
want me to go?
first. Yeah. Since
Okay,
I
so I'm
went
gonna
last time.
go screen share.
So
Uh,
these packs are basically pre-order packs, and then it guarantees us to get a pack. And then they release it today, and we bought it $9, and now we saved it for the show.
Okay, here we go. And action. Did it work?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so these are, as Ren was saying, these are kind of what we would consider lame ass packs. You know, this is not a major pack alert music time because everybody who wanted one got one of these basically. I'm not,
Yeah.
if you didn't get one of these, Dapper Labs hates you and you should just go do something else with your time. But Ren today, before I opened my pack, is a genius. He'd heard of this new challenge they were doing that was using common cards, which is that the first time they've ever done that?
Yeah.
So that was awesome. And Homie got on there and started buying up the common cards that were required to win like a Zach Levine Cool Cats. And he was able to turn, well, I don't know if you've turned them yet, but I saw them in real time. He bought it at one price and like 10 minutes later, it was worth like $5 more. After that, it's probably worth $10 more. And so I wouldn't be shocked that if he's able to double his money on all those across the board.
Yeah, right now it's at 10. I'm on profit $10.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm shooting for double.
Yeah, I think that honestly, you'll be able to double your money. I decided just to watch this time and not try that, but I think it's a brilliant idea. All right, here we go. Here's my pack. Does everybody see this? So
killer.
I think I'm gonna go right to left today, just for shits and giggles. So let's still hope. I've been hoping for something good for a long time, and I never. my enthusiasm on these $9 packs has gone way down every time I open them because I used to get all like amped up and excited. So what I'm actually hoping is maybe I'll pull one of these cards that you were buying today. So you can tell me because I'm hoping you'll know, and you can say, "Oh, that one's part of the challenge." So that's why I'm hoping.
DeAndre Jordan. Let's go.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan, Clinton Capella, or whoever the heck it was.
Yeah.
And then like I'm always still down for any rooks. So if you want to give me a rookie NBA top shot, I'm down. And I'm always down for LeBron. So let's see what we get. Number one. Here we go. Knicks. RJ Barrett. Was he one?
Negative.
Negatory. So what's RJ doing? Oh,
Dunk.
good dunk. Good dunk. I like it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's probably worth all of like $5. Okay. Let's go to the middle one. And in the middle, we have
LeBron.
more Knicks.
Another one?
Toby. Obi Toppin. He was one, wasn't he?
No,
I remember what it was. They're giving away an Obi Toppin, like legendary card. If you have like all these one cards, like
all the other legendary stuff.
Yeah. And everybody's like, who the hell's wants Obi Toppin?
Mm-hmm.
You think I can go 3 for 3 and get nothing but Knicks?
Derrick Rose. Let's go.
Derrick Rose. Let's go. And it's a Hornet.
Ooh.
Who's it gonna be? Who's Devontae Graham? I've never even heard of this dude. This is why I don't get excited.
Well, at least he's 8,000.
Oh, true that. All right, man. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my share. Your turn. Let's see what you get. you're always luckier. So, as anybody who's ever been around me for more than 2 minutes knows, if I didn't have bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
Okay. Where do we go?
You gotta go
There we
collection.
go. Packs.
Packs. Open. Make sure to turn off your music. Yeah, you got it.
Muted. All right. Open back. You went left to right.
I went left to right. It did not pay off.
I'll go middle, left, right.
Okay.
There we go. Clippers.
Clippers.
DeAndre. Oh,
Zoo box.
oh my.
You got a zoo block.
A zoo box.
You got a zoo block.
Okay.
All right. That's not bad.
Laugh.
Here we go.
Detroit.
Ooh, a Piston. Oh, Sadiq B. He's a rookie, isn't he?
Is he? Is he good?
I think he's a rookie, but what do I know?
Well, at least 4,000. That's okay, I guess.
Out of 12, so that's an LE.
Oh, I got LE.
Yeah, that's an LE.
Yeah. Lit.
Yeah.
Okay. Last one.
Last one. Here we go.
LeBron.
Who the hell is this guy?
What's his name? Wancho?
Is it? You think maybe it's Honcho? Like Honcho Hernan Gomez? I remember that last name because in the
Hernan
broadcast
Gomez,
where I
yeah.
saw the Blazers playing, they kept saying Hernan Gomez, and I thought it was like they were saying both his first name and his last name, but his last name is just Hernan Gomez.
Whoa, yo, look at this. I got 2 LEs.
Look at you.
Let's go.
So that's good. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's pretty lit.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot.
Cool. Well, that's that.
That is that. So I have some other NFT news. So I was gonna bring up one, and I know you had another good one, but we've talked about a lot about how they're coming up with different ways to use NFTs. We talked about obviously the Top Shot. We've talked about art. A lot of digital artists are doing NFTs. Well, this new group has created a digital horse race that is the new NFT like mania. People are very excited about this. And so what's interesting about this is you buy your own digital horse and then you can raise it and do different things to make it better. And then you pay a fee, a cryptocurrency fee to put it in races. And then they run some sort of random algorithm and it tells you what place you get. And if you can continually get lucky, which obviously would not be someone like me, but if you can continually get lucky and your horse continues to win, you win the pot. So you win a prize, just like a real horse race. And then the better your horse continues to do, you can start getting stud fees and other things from other people that want to breed from your digital horse because now it's more valuable. And it just recently, one of these horses was sold for $125,000.
It's a lot of change.
It's a lot of money. The game is called Zed Run. It's a digital race horses can be raced, traded, and bred. Different breeds and bloodlines make the horses unique, as well as their racing history. Players buy and own the horses in the same way non-fungible tokens or NFTs are bought and owned. It is described to be a blockchain code of horses. That the horses are based on. Zed runs on Ethereum, so it's on an Ethereum blockchain. And when it first launched in 2019, horses sold for around $30. Now, they go all the way up to 125,000, like the one we just mentioned.
Damn.
But it's not uncommon to have them go over $15,000. It says they regularly exceed $15,000 per horse. You know how we're always talking about being first to the game? This is one we missed out on because it's been around since 2019.
Damn, we need to go to horse racing, man.
Yeah, so anybody wants to, I haven't tried this one out, but if any of our listeners try out Zed Run, let us know if you think it's worth it. Because I mean, just like anything, you still have to invest some money in that cryptocurrency. But it's crazy. I was really impressed by this, that this is just one more NFT option out there that's just going to prove that while a lot of these will come and go, that they really are building something with these digital assets.
Man, I swear it's just like rich people with their hobbies.
Got to be, right? I mean, but really, what's the difference? I mean, it's just like horse owning, but now you don't have to like worry about keeping an animal alive, you know? And you had the most brilliant idea offline that I don't know if you want to tell people because it's so good. I'm like, oh, if I was rich, I would invest in that right now.
What was it? I don't remember.
It was your Tamagotchi idea.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to tell everybody, or are you going to keep that one in your pocket?
Maybe if I tell people and then be like, hey, I heard it there first. He's the
Yeah,
one,
that's true.
you know?
That's true.
Yeah.
Go ahead then, tell them.
But then it was for the other NFT.
We'll tell you your other story first. Let's tell them about what Dapper Labs is doing next.
Oh, basically, I don't have the story in front of me, but from the top of my head, I was reading the article where they're saying that what's Dapper Labs' next move or next NFT they're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh, I'm curious. We're with Dapper Labs right now, NBA Top Shot. What are they gonna do next? And turns out, this new thing called Genie Marketplace. They want to make the Amazon, like imagine like your Bitmoji, right? Bitmoji, your emoji character on like Snapchat or your iPhone, whatever.
Yep. Yeah. So it's like a digital character. When you were telling me about it, the oldness in me immediately thought paper dolls for the oldies out there, the old paper dolls.
Yeah. So imagine you're able to buy your own emoji or a celebrity's emoji, and then from that you could dress your emoji however you want. And
so you buy clothes and dress it up. Are they going to allow, since it's one of these types of things that you can sell your person once you make them, or if they're like super cool, like are people going to invest in ones that are like are built by celebrities, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that because there were celebrity endorsers, and you could buy the like Justin Bieber emoji or the Rihanna avatar.
Yeah.
And then you just basically buy clothes as like NFTs to decorate your character.
Yeah, and I think this is when you came up with the idea like of taking it to the next level, and I was like, oh my god, if there's someone out there with the kind of money to both fund this kind of thing and the kind of programming ability to make this, is it such a good idea?
Yeah, because they're saying that you're gonna be able to use that your avatar throughout your social media, so you can promote on Facebook, promote on IG, whatever. And I was like, what if they make a little device like a Tamagotchi where you can like bring yourself anywhere you want and kind of like dress yourself or.
And I can see Gen Z and the millennials just eating that up. You make your little character and then you could flop it on some little like device you could carry around, and you could like maybe you bump it into your friends and they can like connect and do something. And all of a sudden you take this like virtual digital world item and bring it to real life where you can have real life interactions, which is, I think, is the coolest idea. And I think that's why Tamagotchis were so successful, because it was real dumb. I mean, when you think about what it was just a digital pet you had tried not to kill and everybody killed. And so it was pretty neat.
Yeah, again, you like brag, look at my outfit of the day. I spent this much money on it. Yeah.
They could, what they could do. This is here. I'm gonna take it up one more level. Now you sell it to third parties and you say, take your digital person inside a Gap, and you get a Gap outfit.
Oh yeah.
Just by being in, like, it's also uses like locations, right?
Yeah.
Take your thing into Nordstrom and you get like this one item, or you take it to Best Buy and now you can have a pair of headphones. Take it into Apple. It forces people to go into stores, and I think the stores would pay that because they would love to get customers. And now these idiots are in there just trying to add some dorky thing to their little avatar person. So there's so much money to be made with this idea.
Can you imagine like The Amazing Race featuring Genie Market?
Yeah, I know.
What the heck? You bring your little like emoji person around the world trying to find stuff.
Yeah, and you get the one guy that's collected everything and it's worth a bunch of money. And it's just like, it's kind of hard to think about when you start to think about the NFT digital world. But once you get into it, you're like, okay, I can see the value in it.
Yeah, I think from like an outside's point of view, where like this is your first time seeing it, you're like, this is so dumb. Who wants this stuff,
But who wants any collectible? Who wants to do any of this stuff? And then when you really start to think about it, you're like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you got to put yourself in other people's shoes, man.
Yeah. No, I agree. Do you have any other NFT news?
That's it for now. We got to save some for the next segment.
Yeah, next time. So I think it's the perfect time to jump into the healthy stream. So we got mad Captain America news, or the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or how it ended, the Captain America and the Winter Soldier. I was taking copious notes, thinking that each time that I was going to be able to do a podcast. And so I wrote down I literally have notes from episode 4, 5, and the finale number 6. So
Right.
I thought maybe we could just start with 4, and maybe my notes will help you remember and distinguish episode from episode. Because I
It's
know
been a
once
while.
you've seen them all, they start to mishmash in your brain, and we don't have to spend a ton of time on any of them because everybody, hopefully, at this point, has seen all the episodes. So if you haven't and you're interested in it, this is when you're going to want to fast forward a little bit. Otherwise, enjoy the Captain America ride. But so my notes from episode 4 of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier is I wrote down John Walker gets the crap kicked out of him by Wakanda ladies.
Oh yeah.
What a scene, right? I mean, that was the time. And what was really neat about that scene, in my opinion, is that's when you see him finally kind of convert from being kind of a mediocre douchebag to a bad guy, because he gets so upset that he's been beaten by these women who he himself says they're not even super soldiers.
Yeah. And at this point, he's not he doesn't have any powers himself too.
Right. This is pre him taking his own serum.
But then in his mind, he is Captain America, and Captain America is the whole United States of America.
Right.
And yet within this few seconds, he gets his ass kicked.
Just kicked. And Bucky and the Falcon have no interest in helping him, especially Bucky. Bucky's like, nah, he's good, fam. Let him go. Let's see what happens. And then I thought that scene was really good because it sets him at that point. It sets him up to be kind of almost we're thinking he's going to go full villain, but I think almost towards the end, he turns into more of an anti-hero. So that's kind of up for debate to depend on how you've taken the character arc.
Yeah.
My next note is because of the Wakanda lady ass kicking, like you mentioned, then he goes and takes the serum. So you almost wonder sometimes when you think you're doing the right thing and it ends up reacting in a bad way. By Bucky and the Falcon not helping him and letting him get his ass kicked, he didn't even really hesitate too long before he took that serum because he was so upset still that he got beat by regular people and he didn't want that to happen anymore.
Right.
So in reality, they kind of did it to him.
Yeah, they turned him.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how like they explain the serum as if it basically makes you more of you, like if you were good, you become like a better good of yourself. And you're evil, you become more evil.
Yeah, you become more douchebag, you become super douche, which I think that John Walker is Mr. Super Douche. So my next note said he goes full super douche. John Walker kills a dude with his shield in front of onlookers. And that was the moment, right? I mean, of all the entire series, now that I've seen the whole thing, that was a moment that we'll remember forever. Because even though we all knew this wasn't our Captain America, it was still kind of shocking to see him just like lose it and just put this shield over and over again through this dude's head. And it was like everybody's like filming it. And that was kind of what led to his demise, is getting to be Captain America.
Man, I was surprised that was on Disney Plus. I'm like, whoa, they're showing blood. Let's go.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. For everybody who's always worried that Disney Plus doesn't show things. And the reason he was killing this guy is because the guy had killed, or one of the flag smashers had killed his buddy Battlestar. Was that his name?
Yeah.
Whatever his name was. Yeah. And so that guy didn't last long, which was kind of sad because he is a real character in the comic world. But yeah, Battlestar got killed, and that also helped push John into the more evil version of himself.
Yeah, because in the comics, it was his parents that died that pushed him over, and then in this one, it was him.
Yeah, this gave him the reason to want to avenge his friend.
Right.
So that was kind of like everything that happened in the episode. So episode 4 was really about the turning of a man, right? From somebody who he honestly in the first few episodes, every once in a while would give us a glimpse of he really wanted to do well. But like the kid that's trying too hard in soccer and his parents are still mean to him, he decides to be a dick to everybody else. That's kind of what happened to John Walker. He wanted to do so well. He's like, at a certain point, he's like, F everybody else. I'll show you how well I do on my own. And he's cheating,
Yeah, he's like, he's not afraid to break people's legs to get a goal to win,
Yeah. Yeah, which is interesting because his attitude is he's a dickhead. I really like The Punisher. I like that show. I like the comic. I like the show on Netflix. And he's an anti-hero too. He's not afraid to roll around and kill people. But it always seemed more reasonable, his reasoning behind it. Whereas this guy just seemed like a dickbag. So it's funny how they can these guys are really quite the same, but they're not as similar as you would think.
That goes to show how good of an actor they are. they make you hate them.
Yeah, and he's got a very hateable face. So in episode 5, John Walker stands trial, and I wrote, "Is he becoming U.S. agent?" Question mark. Because at this point I didn't know. That was just like me. I was all excited to have a podcast to say I think he's going to be the U.S. agent. Everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my god, he predicted it." But we later learned that is in fact what's going to happen. We also had Julia Louise-Dreyfus from Seinfeld. She shows up as Madam Hydra. I wrote with a question mark, and we're still not certain that they're calling her Madam Hydra, but I think everybody in the comic world believes that to be true. Do you agree?
Yeah. For me, she was out of the blue. I'm like, what the heck? She's in here too.
When I'd read offline that some people were saying she's equivalent in the MCU now to Nick Fury. So she's like the bad Nick Fury. So she's going to have her own like agents and superheroes doing stuff, but it's more like off the books bad stuff. And another thing with her is in the comics, she's often impersonated by the Skull or Scroll or whatever they're called. So that's another kind of like hint towards them really moving towards Secret Invasion.
Well, this one, I've heard that they're hinting to have like the Dark Avengers.
Oh, who's part of the Dark Avengers? Which characters?
Basically Zemo.
And then would a U.S. agent be one?
Yeah, so there'll be like U.S. agent, Zemo, and a bunch of other people.
It's like the Dick Avengers.
Yeah.
I wrote down her name is Contessa Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, which I just thought I wrote that down because I'm like, oh my god, that's a lot of names. That's a pretty cool list of names, but holy smokes.
That's why you just call her Val.
Yeah, that's why you just call her Val.
I mean, don't call her Val.
I found this offline. It said in the comics, she has been a spy who has been Nick Fury's lover. So that was kind of interesting. She later became Madam Hydra, and a Skrull impersonator for a really long time in the comics is a key part of Secret Invasion. So I don't see how that doesn't happen when we keep getting all this Secret Invasion news.
Right.
So it says expect for that to come into play. Zeno gave himself up to the Dora Milaje, but instead of them taking him to Wakanda, they took him to the raft, which was a cool callback. We hadn't seen the raft since one of those Avenger movies when they locked up the supers. I think it was Civil War.
Cap's team.
Yeah, Cap's team got locked up on the raft, so that was a cool callback as well.
That's why the Dark Avenger theory came about, because Zemo's over there, and that's how that's where she recruits.
Okay, and I heard too that it was possible he might recruit some sort of group called the Thunderbolts. I guess maybe that's similar to the Dark Avengers, but it says it's full of nefarious criminals, and so I think the key here is Zemo is going to start making some bad guys to work with.
Yeah.
We saw Joaquin Torres return. So everybody remembers he was in the early episodes helping Sam do his little adventures. And we're like, whoa, this guy disappeared and now he's back. So he came back this episode. We'll talk more about him in a minute. After that, we saw John Walker broke Sam's wings. And Torres appears and Sam tells Joaquin to keep the broken wings. And if anybody reads the comics, I think we're going to learn that this character is the new Falcon. So that's pretty cool. That now we're getting to, not only are we going to get a new Captain America, we're getting a new Falcon too.
That's correct.
That is correct. Yep. It says in one of the most unexpected twists in the season, this episode reveals that Batroc or Batroc, how do you say his name? I always want to say Batroc because it's how it's spelled. Batroc?
Wait, who is this?
The MMA guy.
Oh, I have no idea. Wasn't he in Winter Soldier too?
He was. And I went back because I rewatched all the Avengers movies and all the Captain America movies just recently. And yeah, he did have a scene. So they brought him back.
Same actor?
Cool. Nice. Same actor. Yeah. Because it's God, oh, I wish I would have wrote it down. It's what's his face? He's a really popular MMA fighter. So I'm like an idiot. I didn't write that down anywhere and I can't think of it right now. But the episode reveals that Batroc works for Sharon Carter. Then it goes back to the first episode when he was being sent to capture an asset. Now we know that Sharon, who hired him, is she the power broker? Question mark. See, at this point, I didn't know because we're still in episode 5. So we didn't know what Batroc, Sharon, Flag Smashers, we didn't know if they were working together to kill Sam or against each other. So those were all things we would learn in the next episode, in the finale.
Yep.
And here in the finale, I took less notes because the finale was awesome, by the way. We got the new Captain America Falcon suit. What do you think about that? Was it awesome or no?
It looked dope. I dig it a lot.
Yeah, I saw a lot of love and hate on the internet. So a lot of people really liked it. I personally really liked it because it was very comic book accurate. And Marvel has
Yeah.
always been more fans of toning it down, less comic book accurate. So that was cool. That was super comic book accurate.
Well, it's kind of like a mashup of a bunch of outfits too. Like, you know, the chest part was like his Winter Soldier gear. And stuff
Yeah.
like that.
And it was made by the Wakandans, so we can
Yeah.
assume that his wings are made from vibranium.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
cool.
if you could block a helicopter with that wing,
That's true.
of
That's
course
true.
it is.
My next note says Batroc was killed, or Batroc, whatever his name is. So as soon as we got to know him more, he finally got offed. Sharon Carter was in fact revealed to be the power broker, which is, you guessed that, like episode 1.
Knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zemo blew up the rest of the Flag Smashers, so they got rid of a few, then they captured them all. They were going to take them to the raft, and somehow Zemo still was able to like annihilate them all.
Yeah. That seems kind of funny to me. Like, boom, and then see just the butler just like looking like, oh shit, Zemo got the last laugh, yo.
Zemo got you. And then finally, I wrote down that John Walker is officially the U.S. agent. So they actually even called him that, which I thought was pretty cool. So they didn't leave any mistaken identities going on there. And then last but not least, the speech that Sam gave at the end, that I felt was a little bit, I didn't think it was bad, but I thought it was a little over the top with how obvious it was. Like, I think we were all getting most of that. And for him to give like, 2-minute long like dialogue on race relations at the very end was like, okay, I get it. It was a little bit over the head for me, but I thought it was still an amazing show. And overall for me, I give this show a solid 9.
I think for me, it's been good, not like great, but not bad.
Okay, so what number would you give it? How many nuts?
For me, I gave like a 7.
Oh, so that's a lot lower than me.
Yeah.
What would you rate it? Would you like it better or worse than WandaVision?
Worse than Wanda.
Okay. Yeah, no, for me, it felt, I have them about the same. I like both of the shows for completely different reasons. I like how they've gone back and they've really expanded our MCU universe so we can understand more things, more details, that kind of stuff. I thought it was all really cool.
Yeah. I mean, I dig the show. It's just it's solid throughout the whole season.
Yeah, no, I think we don't have to always agree. I think that's a fair rating. Disney also struck a deal with Sony. So since we're talking about Disney, this is kind of cool. We talked about last episode, even though it was like 4 weeks ago, that Sony had struck a deal with Netflix to bring the Spider-Man movies to Netflix. And you're like, oh, at the same time. And we were like, no, it goes to the theater, then it goes to Netflix. Well, now it goes to the theater, it goes to VOD, then it goes to Netflix, and then it goes to Disney Plus. So that's kind of cool because that means we'll get all the OG Spider-Man movies on Disney Plus. We'll get Spider-Verse on Disney Plus. They're talking about like a lot of fans are excited about this Spider-Man cartoon that they're hoping for a 3rd season. Maybe that'll get done on Disney Plus. So, I mean, that's kind of cool for fans.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Sony trying to make the most out of what they have.
Yeah, whatever the deal is they've worked out after like kind of fighting with each other must be pretty lucrative for both of them. So they're like happily finally sharing Spider-Man. No big deals.
Like, bro,
I like.
Sony, what are you gonna do with Spider-Man? Nothing.
Yeah, this is a win for the fans for sure. Because now Disney has definitely got their toes dipped in all of the Spider-Man waters.
Yeah.
Disney also gave us some more news about Secret Invasion. That's the Sam Jackson scroll show that we've kind of mentioned here and there. They cast Emilia Clarke. Emilia Clarke, we remember, is from Game of Thrones. So I'm real excited. She's going to be in Game of Thrones. I mean, talk about like someone you want to meet at like a Comic-Con. She's Game of Thrones, she's Star Wars, and now she's Marvel. Does it get any better? Is there a better trifecta of any actor who's
DC, baby?
Yeah, she needs to go in DC somehow. But holy crap, I was thinking about it. I'm like, is there any other actor that's been in that many mega franchises? That's incredible.
I don't know.
See,
I have to think
not so
about
easy.
it.
Yeah, think about it. So I thought that was pretty good news. Over on Netflix, there was a few new shows. Shadow and Bone came out. That's one of the ones we talked about before. I've seen the first 2 or 3 episodes, and for me, I like it much better than the Irregular show that was on. Is that also Netflix?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it much better than that. However, my one personal takeaway is this show has been written for fans of the book, that people have read it, because man, it just jumps into this story. If you don't know what the hell's going on, it's kind of confusing. And so I think the acting's good. I think the effects are fine. But I would recommend, if you're going to watch Shadow and Bone, go read the Wikipedia page at the very least, so you understand the world.
And what from my understanding is there's two storylines happening, right?
Yeah,
Where there's
correct.
like there's the main chick storyline, and
Yep.
then there's like that little heist.
Right.
Crew.
The heist guys. Yeah.
And are they in the same timeline or are they like separate?
That's a really good point. I don't have any clue. Like, I've never even considered the fact that they might not be in the same timeline. So that's a really good thought. I have no idea.
It only came to me because there's one scene where they're like, "Yeah, last week they saw the Sun Summoner," so it made me think: are they like a week in the future or what? You know?
Oh, interesting. Yeah. So I don't know, but I like honestly, I kind of like that plot even more, with them like getting on the weird train and going through the fold, or whatever they call it, the black fog full of like dragons. But yeah, no, I'm liking this show pretty well so far. I don't want to give it a rating just yet, because it could go for me literally either way.
Yeah,
But I'm hoping it'll continue to get more interesting. How much of it have you watched?
a little more than you. So far, I've been like kind of like just
Yeah.
I'm like on the edge. I don't know
Yeah.
yet. Just a few more. Let me see.
There's a lot of shows like this these days, so we have a
Yeah.
lot to choose from, and if you don't like it, you just bail on it, you know.
No,
So
man, I'm a committed man.
you're a committed man. I have one other review of a show I just recently, actually, I almost forgot, forgot to write one down, so I have 2 more reviews on Netflix. I saw the movie Stowaway. Did you see that movie yet? We talked about that, about the astronauts in space, where there's like 3 of them, but they get a fourth by accident, and now they don't have enough oxygen.
Oh, no.
So I watched Stowaway, starring Anna Kendrick. It's available now on Netflix, and it's a pretty decent movie. I don't like the ending at all,
Wow.
but the movie itself, I would say, is extremely stressful. So like a lot of
Oh,
these
one of
space
those.
movies, yeah, like you're constantly, oh my god, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? You keep thinking that something worse than actually is gonna happen happens, and so it's kind of funny how that is. But the acting's good, the story's fine, the ending sucks. So with that, I would give it like a 4, but maybe like a 4.5, almost average. So it wasn't my favorite movie, but it wasn't the worst. Sometimes I hate those kind of movies. Like, I thought Gravity kind of sucked too. So, and this was in the same vein, I think.
Just stressful the whole time.
Yeah, you're just stressed out. You're like, oh my god, what's gonna happen? They're all gonna die. And so well, it's
At,
whatever.
at least you don't have someone next to you saying, "There's no sound in space. They shouldn't hear anything." Every time something in space happens, my wife says that. It's a movie. Just let it happen.
I'm trying to think. They do a really good job though with the audio, so they may not have any sound in space.
It's just like a
I honestly
silent.
can't remember.
It's
Yeah.
like a silent movie.
Well, there's obviously sound inside their little spaceship, right? So they can still talk inside there. But yeah, no, I thought Stowaway was whatever. I have one other review of a new show that I totally stumbled across. It's called Why Are You Like This? And it stars 3
Oh, yeah.
Australians. And I was kind of telling you about it a little bit offline. This show I recommend. I give this one a total 2 thumbs up. I really like it. It is basically, if I'm going to just dial it in, it is Always Sunny in Philadelphia with 3 young Australian millennials. So imagine more millennial style jokes. Imagine it being that kind of dry Australian humor. And it's really funny. I was shocked because I read originally it was on ABC Australia before Netflix picked it up as an original. And I couldn't believe the things they could get away with on network TV over there. Because I mean, they swear up and down. The jokes are really, really dirty, and it's hilarious. But you got to give it to at least episode 4, because it really gets clicking by episode 4 once the characters are starting to learn more about each other. But I really like it. So Why Are You Like This is available now on Netflix, and I give it already like a solid 7 or 8.
Wow, it's a good rating.
Yeah, no, I like it. I really do. And then I did see this. I haven't watched it yet, but it's available. And we were talking about this a little bit offline. And I'm probably going to mispronounce it. But there's a new anime on Netflix that is American made, I think, called Yasuke. Yeah, Yasuki.
Yeah, you.
I said it so wrong so many times that you can't do it now.
Is it Yasusuke?
Yeah, that one. It looks interesting to me. I'm not a big anime guy. And it stars basically like a black samurai or something. And it's got some cool hip hop music. And I just thought it looked kind of cool and interesting. But what do I know? So, what do you think as a real anime guy? Is this something you're going to watch? Is it something you would even find interesting?
Yeah, the animation style, it's like it mimics anime, but it's not really anime.
It's not real anime.
But the fighting and then stuff like that looks freaking dope. Like the cutting, the killing, bloody, dude.
Yeah, no, I thought that's kind of what I think attracted to me is I thought the animation style was really cool. And I don't, as a guy who doesn't watch a lot of anime, I'm probably easily impressed. So I'm like, yeah, I'm down for this.
So when he's like, yeah, I'm the black samurai, at least he owns up to it. Like, unlike, Falcon.
Hey, it's Black Falcon. No, that's Captain America. So funny. Over on Amazon Prime, I finished Invincible. Did you finish Invincible yet?
Was that season finale?
Oh, wait, you know what? The season finale is tomorrow. I'm a liar. I've almost finished Invincible. The season finale is tomorrow.
Because this one's one where the son dad duo, right?
Yeah, where they're like fighting off the weird monster together. Yeah.
Okay. So I saw that one.
No, I've really liked how this story has come along. What do you think about it?
I dig the show. I think the more I watch it, the more I like it.
It's funny because I was talking to our shared coworker while you were out dealing with your COVIDs, and he told me a secret about you that you said about that show. He said, Ren told me not to watch Invincible because it's for white people. Explain yourself, my friend, because that hurts my feelings.
No, he basically like over exaggerated, but it's like if you're like a person that doesn't watch cartoons or anime, this is like a good one for you to start.
It's more like a entryway, like a gateway drug into anime.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why I'm interested in Black Samurai, whatever the show was called.
So yeah, you're a white guy and you like it. See, so
I do like it. I like it because for me, it's the cartoon equivalent of The Boys. It's funny, it's gruesome, it's incredibly violent, and it actually has a pretty decent story, which caught me off guard. That you think at many points that somebody's a good guy, and then all of a sudden you think, oh no, they're a bad guy, and then the bad guy, you think that person's a bad guy, and then you're like, no, they're a good guy, and so it's not super obvious of everybody's intentions, which I really, really like because it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, I think for me, the animation, because I watch a lot of anime too, and I love the Japanese more than
Style.
The dub.
Right.
Japanese audio more than like the American dub version.
Yeah.
It's just like when the Japanese like voice the characters, they like become the characters and just there's more emotions to it. While like, our us over here, when we voice our characters, it feels more like we're just reading lines. We're not the character. We're just reading the lines to get through the motion.
That's funny because I don't know that I got the same feeling. Like to me, I thought it was interesting that they are almost so subtle with some of the line reading. Because especially Omni-Man, like he's so like mellow. He's so like he can't be killed. He's like the guy, right? On all of the planet, there's nobody like him. And so he talks and he speaks to people with zero worry. He's never upset. He's very calm, even when he's talking about something that is very serious. And I kind of like that. So I'm almost the opposite on that because I don't watch a lot of anime because of the franticness of it. Even when it's not being dubbed, everything seems so frantic and over the top that it kind of turns me off a little bit.
That's why that's the hype of it. Let's go.
That's why I like white guy cartoons, I guess.
Yeah. Well, the thing I think the reason why you like Omni-Man is because like he reminds you probably like a Homelander, right?
Yeah,
he's the strongest person, but he has to hold himself, just in.
Yeah, and I like we get basically 3 versions of the same character. Superman's the goody two shoes that's all powerful, can't be beat, but he has this code. Then you get Homelander, who's super invincible, can't be beat, and he's a complete dickbag and takes advantage of it. Then you get Omni-Man, who's kind of like in the middle. Like there's something happening that like they may make him seem like a good guy sometimes or a bad guy the next time, but there's something else happening that I feel like we don't know as an audience, and he's more in the middle. And so I find him very interesting. It's
I
a new
think,
take.
yeah, I think because like he's meant to like conquer Earth, right?
Right.
But yet he met the mom, so he's like, you know what, I like you here.
Yeah,
And so
maybe I won't.
so he's kind of like, half and half now.
Yeah, for sure. So I really like Invincible. I'll give my final rating once we see the last episode. But up until now, I'm really enjoying it.
You know what I hate though in that show?
Who?
Mark's like ex-girlfriend. I hate her so much.
The ex-girlfriend?
Yeah.
The one
black
that breaks
chick.
them. Yeah. That's Zoe something or another,
It's like,
right?
he's like, look, I'm invincible. I know, Mark, for a week.
She's like, I don't even care.
Yeah. You couldn't make it to the little food thingy. He's like, I would have made it if I didn't almost died, I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, he needs to ditch her and start hanging out with the Jillian Jacobs character.
Adam Eve.
Atom Eve. Yeah. So I think that's what's gonna happen. That's what it feels like they're leading us to.
Yeah, I think so.
And I love the Rafi character. I like the character arc with the robot. That was I'm not gonna give it away, but I like that kind of interesting twist. So, like I said, I feel like there's some depth to these characters that you don't expect when you first start watching it. Because at first it seems like a parody, like they're making fun of like Justice League.
Yeah, I like Rafi's character, the way he voices it, and you can feel his emotions.
Yeah,
that's a difference.
Got it. That's fair. Over on HBO Max, I've been watching some more of the Nevers, and that show is kind of weird. It falls kind of in between the Irregulars and Shadow and Bone, where I like it better than the Irregulars. I might even like it better than Shadow and Bone, honestly. I've only seen a couple episodes, but it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. And maybe because I went in with such incredibly low expectations, I'm almost ashamed to admit it. I kind of like the Nevers.
I think for me, I like Shadow and Bone more than the Nevers.
Do you?
I think I've seen like 2 episodes, 3.
Yeah, the last one I saw, the Nevers, they were dragging them out to like show off to the rich people.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. To me, it's kind of like Josh Whedon wanted to do the X-Men, and then they're like, no. Oh yeah, I'm going to do this show and have special abilities like the X-Men, and there's a school.
And that's true. The effects, though, it looks expensive. Like this show looks like it costs some money to make. So I'd still like, if you're bored at home, if you're one of these people working from home and you got all sorts of free time, I'd still recommend the Nevers to give it a shot. But yeah, I'm not prepared to give it a review until I see how it goes, because they're only releasing 1 episode a week.
Yeah, I think the one thing that bothers me the most is like they're pushing too much woman empowering. Like I like woman empowering when it's not up in your face. This is kind of like yeah. This is just like, this is a woman empowering show. Okay, right in your face. It's like
it's hard sometimes for white men, especially me, to critique those kind of things. And so it's like, well, you're just being a white guy, but you're absolutely right. Cause like, I like for everybody to be empowered as well. But when it's so like, obviously that's what they're attempting to do, and they kind of forget about the story and they place that ahead, because Disney does that sometimes with the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
And sometimes they do it really well, and sometimes you're kind of like, come on. And so, yeah, I agree. They do that a little heavy-handed in that show with that.
Yeah, they even, to the point where they call it out. Like, these feminists are having too much power. Yeah. I was like, come on.
We don't want the feminists to have power.
Yeah. I was like, come on, man.
Well, it's probably, maybe this is Josh Whedon's way of apologizing for being kind of a D-bag.
It's kind of funny how he's directing this show and this is happening.
Yeah, he's like literally the bad guys on this show in real life.
You're the one that wanted Gal Gadot to face it, you right?
So good. Also premiering on HBO was Mortal Kombat.
Get over here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so Mortal Kombat, holy smokes. What a movie. I'm gonna let you review this one first.
Oh, me? I gave it a solid 6 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty good, better than average. What we so we have a kind of a range. What would you have given the OG Mortal Kombat movie?
Me as a kid, 10 out of 10.
Well, yeah, that's the hard part, right? Because
Yeah.
you remember it differently than you might think about if you watched it today.
I think the problem with me is like I get why they got the new guy to
Yeah.
like move the story forward. But for me, if they chose like let's do Liu Kang as the main character and just follow his story arc,
Right.
or pick somebody that we know, like a character in the game, and go with that rather than hey, this is a new guy and he's like the lineage of this guy,
Right. Well, I heard that the studio forced them to have a new character specifically to tell the audience things if they weren't Mortal Kombat fans.
Yeah.
So they were so worried about this thing being more commercially popular than just really doing fan service
Yeah.
that they were like, you create this guy, and this guy's going to tell the regular Joes who don't know shit about Mortal Kombat what the hell's going on. And that's the only reason his character existed.
Yeah, because I was telling our coworker saying that, you know what? Every person that loved the movie, they never play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my opinion of Mortal Kombat is it's one of the dumbest movies I've ever seen. However, it's also a ton of fun. So every once in a while, you can spot a cult classic as you're watching it, because sometimes you don't know until later. Like, oh yeah, I guess Napoleon Dynamite was good. So, but once in a while, you watch one of these ridiculous movies, and you're like, God, this is so stupid, but I am having such a goddamn good time. And so once I was able to remove myself, which isn't always easy, from worrying about plot points and shit like that, I was like, this movie is hilarious. And I was laughing at moments you're probably not supposed to, because I don't think I laughed so hard when they were sawing that lady in half with the hat. I couldn't stop laughing. It was the funniest damn
Flawless
thing.
victory.
Flawless victory. And we, Tyler, our kid Danger, and I were always like, oh, we'd call it every time they said like a line from the video game, like, get over here, finish him, that kind of stuff. We were so excited about it. Like, oh, we did it. That's from the game.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was crazy to me though, like the way some of the powers developed was really stupid. I mean, the whole movie's plot was really stupid. The fact that they have this Mortal Kombat, and for some reason, if you win 10 of them, why they have this arbitrary number of how many you have to win, then you can take over the realm. So the bad guy realm's like, oh, we can finally win the 10th one and take over the realm, and so we're just gonna cheat. Another guy's like, no, I have glowy eyes and we never cheat, and so he just lets them come in and cheat. And you realize when you get to the end of this freaking movie that they never actually had a Mortal Kombat. I mean, they were fighting, they were doing all the stuff you should do in a Mortal Kombat, but God damn it, that was not a Mortal Kombat. This was a prequel.
They had a play-in game.
Yeah. You know what this was? They should have called it Mortal Kombat Origins. And they were like, oh shit, this is the prequel to the movie. So I was just like, it was so crazy. But like, I actually really enjoyed this dumb movie, and I'll probably even watch it again because it was so stupid. It's like absolutely thoughtless. It doesn't take any brain power to comprehend. And it's just really funny. But it does have a weird dichotomy between the actual movie and the gore that they're trying to make sure that it's Mortal Kombat, because the movie feels very Power Rangery PG-13 until they start ripping people's guts out.
I think it's the look of it, right? It's like it's too bright or something.
Yeah, maybe too polished or something. Yeah. So I enjoyed Mortal Kombat for all of its stupidity. So I liked it too. I'd give it a solid 6 or 7.
Yeah, you go in knowing that's cheesy, and you just have to like, accept the cheesiness.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it yet, and if you're gonna watch Mortal Kombat, you got to expect it to be absolutely stupid, and you can almost enjoy. Like I found myself enjoying how stupid the plot was. Like sometimes you want a plot to be all together and have things kind of figured out. Like I love the fact that Sub-Zero takes this guy randomly back to the gym that he trains in for no reason to fight him, and then even though he's killed people earlier, he just freezes his family so they can be rescued after he wins. And you're just like, well, why the hell did you do that, man? It's so stupid. Why didn't you kill him?
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the ice melts and the gym's back to normal. I'm like,
yeah, it's so stupid, so ridiculously dumb. But I liked it. I liked how stupid it was. Like they weren't even trying.
Yeah, one thing is like, how come Shang Tsung didn't even fight, man? All it did was like his little black eyes. Like, I'm a freaking sorceress. I'm gonna suck your soul. Like that.
It was cracking me up when they're like, suck his soul. I'm like, yo, he's gonna finish him. It's just like, oh my god, what is wrong with this movie?
Yeah, I think one of the main issues, like we know and love Liu Kang so much that in this version he's like, man, he's a little he can't do. His little candy ass can't do anything. You know, you let your brother die like that? Come on, man.
Yeah, it was really funny how that at the end they like randomly picked and chose who was gonna fight who, and he's like, she's like, I want to fight the flying bitch, you know, and he's like, nah, man, you need to take off Kano again because you beat him before, but be careful, he has a laser eye. And it's like she knows he has a laser eye. She was there at dinner when he's like zapping all things around. Like, why did you have to warn her of the laser eye that she's already seen?
In case she forgot, man.
Yeah, it was dumb, but in all the best ways. So yeah, Mortal Kombat, watch it, enjoy how stupid it is. Maybe get drunk. I bet you this is a movie that would be a lot of fun if you were rocking a buzz.
If you were gonna cast Johnny Cage, who would you cast?
So the key here, right, is you need someone. I think with Johnny Cage, you gotta go big actor, right? If they can get a big actor to play the part. So because he's supposedly the Hollywood guy, I would get like someone like Ryan Reynolds or Jake Gyllenhaal or just some of these big actors, and I put them through like the Marvel Fit program and have them just show up being like obnoxious and awesome all at once.
Well, the thing about like casting that type of cast is like Johnny Cage. He's actually a really good fighter. You know,
That's true. That's
You-
true. Yeah, movie magic.
you need like some kind of like Van Damme type of person where he could do
But do
all,
we have
all
those
those
kind of
kicks.
guys anymore?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Where are our Van Dams? You know, because
Yeah.
I was thinking about this earlier. I'm glad you brought that up. Because when I was a kid growing up, you had Arnold Schwarzenegger and you had Sylvester Stallone. We had these badass dudes that were
action
like,
heroes.
yeah, they were buff, they were ripped, and they ran around killing things. And then all of a sudden, as they got older and they wanted to do like real acting, they stopped doing these movies quite as much. And then they brought us the Van Dams and the Dolph Lundgrens, and they weren't nearly as popular because they were kind of shitty actors too. And then they said, you know what, let's just cast regular Joes as superhero or as the tough guys. So now they started getting like Keanu Reeves is the hero and fucking, you know, like just regular dudes. And it wasn't the same, you know, it hasn't been the same since. And honestly, until like The Rock, I can't really think of any like just jacked guy that we know when he shows up, it's going to be a sweet ass action movie.
Yeah. So you got to find someone that could do the splits.
Well, let's just bring Van Damme back.
Yeah.
Be like
CGI
a
his
really
face.
old, Johnny Cage.
He's retired.
Yeah,
Oh, that poster you saw, like, you know, in the 80s.
yeah, that's right. They think they're going to go see someone new, and it's like this old guy.
Yeah.
That would be great. I love it. That'd be so good. Also on HBO Max, I watched The New Mutants. Did you watch that yet?
Sadly, I did.
Yeah, freaking terrible. So where Mortal Kombat was fun bad, New Mutants is just bad. It's just a really bad movie. Yeah, it's got such amazing actors, and they act so bad in the movie. You're like, oh my god, these are great actors. I mean, it's got the girl from Game of Thrones, it's got the girl from the chess show, the Queen's Gambit. It's got the kid from Stranger Things. You're like, oh man, what a great cast. And then the accent they made that poor kid from Stranger Things do, which was like this ridiculous like Kansas, Kentucky accent or something. He was like, hell there, I'm gonna go save everybody. And it's like, what is this? That was the stupidest thing. Like every time he talked, I just wanted to like rip my headphones out. It was really poorly made, and it's no wonder this movie's taken like 5 years to come out.
And they topped it off with the giant ass bear. I'm like, what the
the main villain in the end ends up being like an imaginary bear, like Paddington comes rocking. He's like, oh my god, it's Paddington Bear. You know, you're just like, what is happening in this movie?
Yeah.
And that one girl was like a total badass. The Queen's Gambit chick, she had like swords and all that stuff. It's like, and they made her have a really stupid accent too. She had like the worst Russian accent I've ever heard. I'm like, oh, this movie.
Just make her movie. Don't include anybody else.
Whoever directed that, they should never let that guy make another film. Never again. That's it.
The only good part about the movie is like her armor changing was kind of cool. Like,
yeah, there were some moments. There was micro moments of goodness, but for the most part, it's absolute junk. I'd give that a solid 2.
That's the example of like pushing like LGBTQ like forcefully.
Oh, right, yeah. Where you're kind of like, what the heck?
Now they're just making like, out. What?
Yeah. So yeah, whatever. I do not recommend New Mutants, even if you're an X-Men fan. It's not going to give you any enjoyment in your X-Men world.
I think I hate it more than Dark Phoenix.
And I never even watched Dark Phoenix because I heard it was such crap.
It
But
was trash.
I was interested in the concept, the fact that I'm like, oh, well, it's a horror movie. Maybe people just don't like it because it's such a genre bending type thing. Little did I know it was the genre they were bending was just bad acting. So I was like, bleh, bleh. HBO also announced they're going to be doing a cheaper version. So
What?
everybody out there paying $14.99 for your HBO, now you can pay $9.99 if you're willing to watch advertisements. There's
Hell
no
no.
way. Yeah, that's not what HBO is. And I get it for $11.99. I have a full another so many months. I think it was like a year at one point.
Wait. Is that for a limited time only?
The $11.99. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it expires after a year.
No way. Damn.
I don't think it's permanent. Nothing's permanent.
Oh, I
There's
thought
no
that was
such thing as a
special.
permanent discount. I mean, I could try writing them like I wrote the Uni Pizza guys. Dear HBO Max,
We're early adopters.
please allow me to continue to get a discount on your network. I will talk bravely and proudly of you. I have a few other TV tidbits. I watched the TV show Home Economics. Is another one we mentioned in previous posts, and I like it. It's on ABC. Stars Topher Grace. It's actually really funny. So
You
if
like
you
it?
like, yeah, I like it. Have
Yeah.
you seen it yet?
No, not yet. I don't watch TV.
You watch
TV.
You don't watch network TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but if you decided to watch network TV, and I think it'll end up on Hulu, like all network TV, because it's on ABC, so it'll definitely end up on
Right.
Hulu.
Oh,
Probably
yeah,
on Hulu
yeah.
right now. Home Economics is actually pretty funny. They announced that they're creating. Remember How I Met Your Mother? They're making How I Met Your Father with Hilary Duff. I forgot about her.
Like when I heard about How I Met Your Father, no.
What?
And they're like Hillary Duff, no.
Like no, double no.
Yeah.
Like some ideas, right when you hear them, you realize how bad they are. Like that's
Yeah.
a terrible idea. What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
I don't know.
double terrible.
Yeah, I just don't get it. That is going to be terrible. I'm not even gonna try to watch that. So it's like, no, thank you. Besides, the last season of How I Met Your Mother sucked anyways. Why would I be excited for this crap? Come up with original ideas, guys. You can do it. And then lastly, I just wanted to mention in my last TV tidbit that my favorite streamer, YouTube TV, which is where I watch my network TV, is feuding with Roku, which is how I stream on all my TVs, like every single one of them. Yeah. And so I got an email from Roku that said, hey, listen, man, YouTube TV is a bunch of dick bags, and we're just letting you know that we might get rid of them. I'm like, no, come on, Roku, don't do that to me. And I'm like, I'm in a dead panic. I'm like, how am I gonna watch my TV like that? Because Naked and Afraid, all my sports, I watch all my Blazer games on there. And so I honestly hope that it doesn't happen at least till the Blazers season ends. I'm like, only 10 more games. Don't do this to me.
You gotta go to like what? Amazon Fire Stick? Apple
Yeah,
TV?
I have to do one of two things. I have to either A, switch the device I stream on, which means I have to buy a new device, which seems ridiculous, or B, I had to get rid of YouTube TV and get like Fubo or Sling or one of these other ones, but not all of them have the things. Like this one fits my family just perfect. It gives the wifey her Bravo where she could watch, old ladies scream and yell at each other. It gives me all my sports. So it's like, please, YouTube TV, don't F me over like this. It's not cool.
think it's gonna be a device change if that's the case.
Yeah, it very well may be. Since we are already running up against it, I think we'll do our tasty trailers and then we'll leave the news for next episode. My first tasty trailer is Army of the Dead. We talked about Army of the Dead before, but they released a more full-blown trailer for Army of the Dead, which actually I thought made it look a little bit better. What did you think?
I think so too, because I remember before I'm like, why the hell are you having a heist in the zombie apocalypse?
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense.
And they kind of like made that make more sense.
Yeah. So it's just basically Vegas, right?
It's Vegas until that breaks loose while they're in the middle of a heist. So like the idea is, this is a Zack Snyder film for those who don't know. It comes out on Netflix. It's a Zack Snyder exclusive film for Netflix.
Tomorrow, right?
May 14th.
Oh, May. Damn it.
Yeah, sorry, guy. So it does come out soon, and it looks kind of interesting. It has Dave Bautista in it and Tig Notaro and a bunch of other people. And yeah, they're going to do this heist, and then a zombie outbreak happens, and they're kind of stuck in the middle of it because it looks almost like the military like locks them all into Vegas or something.
Well, I thought they knew going in that there was zombies.
I thought that they started the mission and then the zombies happened. I don't know. It's hard to tell from
Oh.
the trailer.
Yeah, I thought that the zombie was there and they knew the recipe going in, but the money was so high that they, it'll
It
be.
just
That's why I said it'll be an easy job because zombies are zombies.
yeah.
Go in and kill them, come out. But then the twist was there's like a queen zombie and like a king zombie. Like they're more than just zombies.
It just like part of me thinks that like what you said the first time we talked about this is what good is money in a zombie apocalypse? Like why would you bother robbing anything if there's a zombie apocalypse? And so all of me wants to believe that they don't know there's a zombie apocalypse until it's too late.
Because when I watched that, I thought that the zombie apocalypse was like quarantine in Vegas only,
Yeah.
and that's
It's
where
everywhere.
the money. No, just Vegas.
It is just Vegas.
Yeah, and then
I
that's
don't
why they're
know.
going in. Well,
This
I
is
mean,
probably gonna be a Mortal Kombat ridiculous movie,
Yeah.
but I'm hoping it'll be fun.
yeah, it'd be epic.
Yeah, here's hoping. Talking about epic, another epic trailer, one I know I've been waiting for a really long time. Shang-Chi trailer came out and like, oh, this is amazing. I love it. I love it so much. And I think people are sleeping on Shang-Chi because I'm a huge fan of the actor. I like him in Kim's Convenience. I like all those things. And this movie looks dope. It's smaller. It's like that like kind of smaller Marvel movie where there's not a bunch of superhero power going on. It's just a guy going like full on badass Bruce Lee and kicking the crap out of stuff. What were your thoughts on Shang-Chi?
I think for me, I really like Simu because he's just like us. He's like a regular dude.
Yeah, regular dude.
Yeah, he's very relatable. He's like taking this chance. I'm like, yo, I'm finally, But
And they're giving us Aquafina as kind of like the
Yeah.
silly sidekick.
Yeah, and the trailer is dope. I mean, the fighting looks awesome, and the storyline, I'm not really sure where it's gonna go, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I'm super excited for Shang-Chi or Shang-Chi, as Kevin Feige says. So that comes out September 3rd. So we're getting a lot of Marvel stuff this year. We talked about that last episode.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be good. My next trailer is The Werewolves Within. So this is one I think maybe most people haven't heard about. It's a little bit smaller movie. It's a horror comedy, and it stars Sam Richardson. And you may know Sam Richardson from like Detroiters. What else is he? He's been in a lot of things. He was in that one Christmas movie, Office Christmas Party.
Which one?
He's the DJ. He's like doing going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you see him, you know who he is.
Yeah, you know him because he's in a lot of things as like the side character. So he's like
Yeah.
the star here. He's like the sheriff of a town, and they get like a werewolf happening. The people start getting bit and turning into werewolves, and it's how all these kind of rednecks are dealing with it. And he's kind of like trying to like stop them from being too crazy while also protecting them from the werewolves. And it's kind of like this silly, funny comedy.
Yeah, it also has that one chick, the AT&T girl.
Oh, it does?
Lily?
The one that like got all upset about people ogling her, and now she only does her commercials from behind a desk.
Yeah.
That's a crazy story. And I heard it and then I saw it. I'm like, oh, this is real. She really doesn't want people talking about her boobs anymore. So don't talk about the AT&T lady's boobs, people.
Yes.
She hates it.
Okay.
Yeah. Just keep it quiet and think about it on your own. You don't have to tell her on the internet because she's really pissed off about that.
Keep it to yourself, guys.
Yeah. So you think this is a movie you would watch?
If it comes to like streaming.
Yeah, streaming for sure. I think they are going to try to drag it out into the theater. It comes out June 25th, and it definitely, I don't think is a theater movie, but is one I would catch on one of my streaming services if I'm already paying for it.
Yeah.
Luca, Disney's Luca released its second trailer, and we were kind of guessing what the hell those little kids were, and they gave us so much more in the second trailer. We finally learned that they are, in fact, little sea creature guys that decided to, when they come out of water, they look like humans, and they're kind of sneaking around trying to live that human life. And it looks, I don't know, I think it looks really cute for a kids movie.
Yeah, I mean, I watched the trailer with my wife, and she was like cracking up. So
yeah, it looks good. And the best part about this is 100% streaming. You can see it on Disney Plus, and it's not one of these $30 movies. You just get to see it. Yeah. So streaming on Disney Plus on June 18th. So that's not too far from now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of trailers. It's crazy. Chris Pratt's been pushing this really hard. He's got this movie coming out called Tomorrow War, and it comes out July 2nd on Amazon. And this movie looks like absolute trash, which is really upsetting to me because I like Chris Pratt. What did you think about this trailer? I mean, it's more of a teaser, so maybe it'll be better when we see more. I don't know.
After watching it, I'm like, is this a teaser for like the next Jurassic Park where they invade the whole United States or the world and they're trying to fight the dinosaurs?
I have no idea. This movie just looks stupid, and they like kind of describe the plot a little bit, why it's happening, why they're just like running around with like the machine guns,
Yeah.
and they're like, "You're fighting a war that's 35 years in the future," and I'm like, "What the does that mean? What does this even mean?"
Terminator.
Yeah, do they
We
somehow
come
like?
back.
Yeah, they come back in time and they have to fight this war that's already started 35 years in the future. I
We're
don't know.
Star Lord.
It looks garbagey, and I don't know
Yeah.
what Chris Pratt is thinking. I'm hoping it was just a fat payday for him.
They
'Cause-
needed his face.
yeah, I don't know. So Amazon July 2nd, if you're interested, hopefully because it was a teaser, maybe the movie's just not ready and
Yeah.
they didn't give it to us quite right, and the real trailer will be like, wow, that's way better. So that's what
If
I'm
it's
hoping for.
if it's dinosaurs, I'm gonna lose it.
I don't think it's dinosaurs. I don't think so, because he's got like a laser gun or something. I mean, it's a whole weird thing. My final trailer for the episode is called Sweet Tooth, and I'm actually really excited about this because this is based on a really interesting DC comic book. This is going to be on Netflix on June 4th, and guess what? It's produced by Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man himself is making this show, and it's unique in the fact that there's
Wait.
something happening. Go ahead.
And his wife, yo. Forget his
Oh
wife.
yeah, I didn't give his wife any credit because I don't know her.
Dang.
I don't know. I don't know her. I don't know her from anybody. It's not because she's a female or anything like that. I just don't know her. But yeah, Sweet Tooth, something happens, and there's like these kind of hybrid people that are part animal, part human. And I don't know if Sweet Tooth is the first one or if he's the one that kind of like makes it all work or what's going on. But it looks really cute and interesting.
Yeah, because they one scene they said, "What came first, the hybrids or the virus?" So you're
Yeah,
like,
so
"What happened?"
yeah, maybe the hybrids start and then there's a virus, which we're all very familiar with these days, and people are blaming them. So I've noticed that Hollywood likes to do almost this race relations thing where there isn't against a real race, so they can be extra harsh, so they can hate on these like half like donkey people or whatever they might be, half deer guy, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was like, "So how did these hybrids come about?"
Somebody's like, "Oh, that's one sexy bunny," and then like, there you go, something terrible happened.
And when I watched the trailer, I'm like, "Didn't The Rock make this movie already?"
What was the Rock's version?
Remember when he was like doing SNL? He was Bambi, but he was like a badass Bambi.
I forgot about that, dude. You need to
Right?
take that clip and be like, put that on Twitter right now and be like, Sweet Tooth looks amazing.
Yeah.
If you don't do it, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I think I might go and buy the graphic novel for this because I was looking at the trailer earlier today. I got advertised the fact that they've finished the series, so they have the entire story has been written, and you can buy it as one fat graphic novel. It's not cheap; you can only pre-order it. It's $59, but
Nice.
I'm thinking about maybe getting it so I could read it and get the story and see how it compares to the show, because the show looks kind of interesting. I like it when they take chances. I like that Netflix is really taking big swings
Yeah.
because they have so much competition now with HBO Max and Disney Plus, and so this I think looks cool.
Yeah, it looks very intriguing. And it has Will Forte.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Will Forte
Yeah.
is in it. Yeah. And who doesn't love a little Will Forte? As long as it's a little. You don't want him in big batches,
Yeah.
but if you get him in a minor role, he's great. He's fantastic.
But I think it looks like he's more serious in this show. Like, no.
No. So that's it. That's all I had. I think it's time to wrap up. We went our hour and 15 minutes.
Wow.
We'll give all the fresh news next time. But let's see if
Dang.
anything else. I think it's time for me to eat some dinner before I die.
I feel like we're just getting started.
I know. It's like when you've been gone this long, you go for hours. One day when I don't have dinner waiting, we should do like a 2-hour episode.
Man, the wife's gonna hate me. Like, why is it so long?
Who wants to listen to this? It's too long.
Russia. We're doing it for Russia. I swear.
I think you putting these on Facebook has got us some new listeners, because my dad, I don't know if he's listening to this episode, goes, "Hey, you have a podcast?" I'm like, yeah, it's cool, right? He goes, "Oh yeah, I was listening to it." He goes, "I enjoyed it, but it's a kind of long." I said, "I know." I go, "If you're not into like nerdy crap that we talk about, you probably would not want to keep listening to it for this long.
Yeah.
But if you are, you probably dig it. Like if you're Russian, you love this kind of stuff."
Well, when I think about podcasts or whatever, it's always like you listen in the background while you're on your
Doing
way to
other stuff.
work or
Mhm.
while you're working or doing something. You
Yep.
don't just like sit down and listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We're not telling anybody to focus 100% on this. You can do
Yeah.
2 other things at the same
Yeah.
time. It's all good.
It's like it's not like you're watching a movie. You're gonna dedicate 2 hours of your life to watch a movie.
Yeah.
This is just background noise, man.
We should just called it that. And you're listening to background noise. So perfect. That's it. That's all I have. So I want to wish everybody a good one. And hopefully we will be able to do these more often and not have these huge gaps.
Yeah, every week. Let's go.
Every week. Let's go. All right. I'll see you later. See you guys all on the flippity flip. Bye.